want to thank everybody. Very exciting day to me. This is one of the better days of the year because we're undefeated. Signed a bunch of great talent, added a bunch of new members of the Line family. I'll let Coach talk about those. But as we talked about throughout the recruiting process and visiting weekends, our model isn't just to be the Lone Star Conference champion anymore. We've done that back-to-back, plan to do it again for a third year and many, many more to come. So now our model is what's next, and our model is to go deeper in the NCAA playoffs than we did this year. And so one thing that we thought was very important was to make signing day matter. If it's the most important non-season day of the year for the football program, let's make signing day matter. So we thank you guys for being part of this initial signing day celebration and for adjusting with us on location change. And so without further ado, had a chance to engage here in my first 4 months or so very heavily with this football program and was very fortunate to be asked to participate in their recruiting weekends and visits and get a chance to share our vision for where this thing is headed and that we're very, very pleased with this season, but by no means satisfied. So without further ado, let me bring up the guy that can tell us about our 2016 class of Lions and how he's going to take it to the top, our head coach, Colby Carthel.
Thank you, Tim. Really an exciting day, and you see the coaches bouncing around a little bit. We went through about 8 dozen Sweeties donuts, so we're probably still on a sugar high from this morning. But signing day is like Christmas for coaches, just because you work year-round. It's not just the month of January. It's not just the recruiting season. Recruiting last year-round. Tomorrow we'll start on the 2017 class. So just really excited about the quality of student athletes we're bringing in here, the depth. We've got tremendous numbers. There's strength in numbers in Division II, and you see that with our release. But also, the quality of student athlete that we have. Over half of these guys are going to be receiving some sort of academic scholarship, and they're really tops in their field and in their classes to be coming in here, and it's what it's all about, is getting a degree. We talk about recruiting all the time. The end game result is finding you a school that 4 or 5 years from now you hang a degree on the wall. Championships are fun, winning's fun, but bottom line, end game result is finding you a school that you're comfortable at and you enjoy the environment and the people you're around, where you can be successful in that classroom and get a degree and be a productive member of society and a good ambassador for Texas A&M University Commerce. And I think we did that with this class. Obviously, some big boys on there. We went particularly heavy on defense this year. Tried to sign a 2-deep. It's kind of our goal each year, trying to sign a 2-deep across the board. We had a little bit more scholarship money turnover on the defensive side of the ball than we did offense with the senior class last year, and so naturally that leads to a bigger class. But really talented individuals on both sides of the football. Defensive line, especially, I think, is going to be really strong. The front 7, when I say defensive line, interior D linemen, ends, outside linebackers, and linebackers. So really excited about that. Got a lot of length and frame to build on there. And that's, in Division II, you're not getting a finished product. You're getting somebody that you want to mold and grow into a dominant player. And I think you'll see several of those out of this class. Some guys in the back end that we were able to sign were very heavily recruited, and we were fortunate to win some of those recruiting battles and get those guys here. I think Coach Garrigan and Coach Deason are really excited with that group as well. Offensively, again, did a really nice job up front. That's been a focal point of our program since we got here, is to improve the play up front. And I know Coach Storm is pleased with that. Coach Ferris, our O-line coach, and we've improved there and are continuing to look to do that. Had a first-team All-American last year up front, and some of these guys will fill those shoes as they grow in and mature with our offensive line. Running back, some really quality individuals there. One of them just down the road, Greenville, Texas. Don't have to look too far. He led the state in rushing for most of the year, and really excited about Crandall Hale. So that's going to be a fun local flavor in Memorial Stadium for over the next 4 or 5 years, to watch him tote the rock and do some good things. And Antonio Laliele, I hope I did say that correctly. It's a tough one to say, down from Copperas Cove, another really good tailback there as well. Wide receiver, feel really good about that, and in that position is our A position, our tight end H-back. Signed some quality kids there. A lot of length, a lot of speed. I don't know if they can catch a cold, but they're going to look good running around out there and everything else. But they are very talented receiving corps, and we're excited. A lot of those guys coming in with a lot of accolades across the state. Did not sign a quarterback this year. There was a couple guys that we, aimed big and swung for the fences on, and they received some Division I scholarships, and that's fine. We're very, very confident with the quarterbacks we have on campus, but we will be signing one in next year's class. But this year we just swung for the fence on a couple guys, and after that we kind of just said we're good with what we have because of the recruiting in the previous years. We're very, very deep and talented. We feel like already on campus at that position. So. Kicker, punter, there's a couple that are out there that have offers from us, and we're waiting to see how those things trickle out, but those guys usually kind of wait to see how things fall with Division I, and they've got time to make that decision because I only want them here if they're 100%. So that's we'll be looking to add possibly a few skill position guys, skill guys in terms of kickers, punters moving forward. So that's kind of a quick synopsis on this class. Again, really pleased. I don't think you'll find any coach that stands up at a podium today on February 3rd and says, "Oh, this class is terrible." Okay, everybody wins today, like Tim alluded to earlier. Everybody's undefeated. Everybody's a conference champion on signing date, and that's we're excited about the quality individuals we've got coming in here. But time will tell what this class brings to the table in terms of championships and how much they achieve on the field in the classroom, but we're excited to get them here on campus and get them going. But want to thank the coaches. Really work their tails off, and that's something that we pride ourselves in is being relentless recruiters around here, and top to bottom we've got a great staff of great men, and they do a great job recruiting. More importantly, we want to thank their wives and families, because that is a lot of time that we spend away from home, and so it's really good to be off the road here for the next little bit and spend some quality time back at home with our families. We want to sure appreciate all the help within our athletic department and our athletic administration, helping organize the visits, and a special tip my hat to the professors. Got several of them in here in the audience today that took time out of their Saturday mornings to come up and meet with some of these kids. And I've spoke to a few of you, and there was, 10 or 12 of those guys that came up specifically within their exit interviews and said, I have never had that kind of attention on any other visits in terms of academically, and that says a lot about our university. Dr. Jones, you hear him say it all the time, we're the university that cares, and I think that was very evident with our faculty putting forth, who likes to get up on Saturday afternoon and come to work? Our faculty does, and that's so I really appreciate the sacrifices they made, because it definitely made a difference in signing this class. So thank you to all you that are here, and to those that may be tuning in for your work and your effort in helping us bring the best student athletes we can to this campus. So with that, I will open up the floor maybe to any questions if anybody has any.
As I'm looking through the list, I see we got all Texas kids, so we didn't go out of state. And is that just a testament of how good the in-state athletes are, or did you guys kind of make an effort to keep it in-house within the state of Texas?
Oh, I feel like the best high school football played in the country is right here in the great state of Texas, and some great programs, some great coaches. They're they're well coached when you get them. They come from good programs. They're in good shape, and so I don't see any reason why you would coach in the state of Texas and recruit anywhere else but Texas. So you'll always have in our high school signing classes a very heavy Texas flavor. We may sneak and get one or two from Louisiana or Oklahoma, a border state, if there's some interest there. But we're going to stay right here at home with our Texas roots.
You got Coach Cleveland's son coming in.
Got another second generation Lion, sure do. So really excited to have Coach Cleveland's son Cole coming in. Played down there at Buffalo, and I know Coach was really excited, and we are too. So I think that's there's also Lassiter, okay, Colton Lassiter, another second generation Lion. So we got some lineage guys there. We had two in last year's class, and they were two of our better signees. So we're going to keep on growing them up right here at home. So we'll get, you know, some Jerry Lyle, you got great grandkids we need to be recruiting. So just let us know, because we like, you know, good lines breed good lines, and so we like to have that old ET blood out there on the field with us. So really excited about Cole and Colton.
As you go out into Texas schools, what's your reception been like coming up back-to-back championships?
You know, it's been really good. It's you know, I think our staff would tell you recruiting was a lot more enjoyable and maybe easier than it has been, just because we have established ourselves as a power in the Lone Star Conference, and being back-to-back champions. I mean, that, you know, as I told the recruits, we're doing more homework now on kids, because we don't want kids coming just because we're winning. That we don't need front runners around here. You don't win with front runners, and so we've got to go in and work even a little harder and make sure we're finding the right kid that understands winning is not easy, and you got to be cut from the, you know, other side of the cloth just to be able to survive in this program, and so but it was an enjoyable experience, and those head-to-head battles, you know, we didn't win them all, but we won majority of them, and I've always said if you can win in recruiting, you'll win on the field, and so I feel like we were very successful in those recruiting battles. Yes, Henry, what was you had a question? I'm just messing with you.
Oh,
Yeah, thought I saw you raise your hand. Anybody else?
How many guys we got local?
Local, there's you know, a good local flavor just here, you know, very local with Crandall Hale from Greenville. We've got a kid from just down the road at Bonham, and then, you know, I consider local East Texas and the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I think the majority of that group will be from a 120, 30-mile radius, which is really important in terms of longevity and keeping kids. You'll see a pretty strong flavor with some 210, some San Antonio, and that's a tribute to Coach Campbell, our assistant head coach, linebackers coach that joined us this year. He was a very successful head coach at one of the more dominant programs down there in the greater San Antonio area. So he was able to do a good job and really kind of expand our footprint there a little bit. And I think we signed, you know, several guys from some really good players from the San Antonio high school. So that's it. Good question. Yes, sir.
I keep looking at 6'7", 240 pounds. I'm assuming A is athlete, so I mean, is that
they're all athletes. So hey, that's actually our tight end position, and that's Colton Lassiter.
Okay.
And he is he's a big man, and we're really excited to get him. He had several suitors, and but I think he's really excited to be here. His brother played for us. His dad played here, and so that was a really good pickup for us from out there in Hallsville.
I have another one from John Tyler.
Another one from John Tyler. It's a big nose guard, and we've had a really good pipeline. Coach Rickland Holmes does a great job there in Tyler, and we've had some good success with those kids. And Pierre's really excited to be here. He's vertically challenged a little bit, but that sucker can get in the backfield and create some havoc, and he's going to be a really good player. Derek Davis, interesting. You caught that. We had a quarterback that played Derek Davis, but that Derek Davis is actually the younger brother of Wendell Davis, who coached here our first 3 years here, and is now down coaching at the University of Texas. So that's his younger brother, and we were really excited to have him up as a big sign for us down there in Sweeney, south of Houston. So, any other questions?
When you laid down last night, were you pretty confident that the group that you were hoping signed, or was there still one or two that you were waiting to see how it unfolded this morning?
We felt pretty good, I think. You know, obviously we're working the phones up until the midnight hour. We were in homes up until midnight on Sunday night before dead period started. But you know, the staff knows if there's any issues or fires flare up, let me know. But we, you know, I think had them pretty. You know, we're signing guys that want to be here, and that's our motto: recruit guys that want to be Lions. Because if you're having to beg somebody to be here, they will not last, and they will not be somebody you can build a championship program around. So I felt really good, you know, where we were. The main thing I was worried about is, you know, some Division I's coming in at the 11th hour this morning and losing somebody, you got those guys doing their hat tricks on ESPN, and that has a trickle-down effect. And so when Auburn loses one, that sometimes, you know, flows all the way down into the Lone Star Conference, and everybody grabbing everybody's best recruit. But that didn't happen, and so we were able to get the ones we had offers out to, and we're really excited about that. But it was a fun morning.
Is this a typical size of 50 players a year, Coach?
Right. We want to sign, you know, typically a 2 deep at every position, and so, you know, I think you'll always see us from the first class we put together in 8 days. We signed 36, and you know, this year it was high 40. So you know, we're always going to be, you know, in that 40 range, and we're upfront and honest with them when we do recruit, because there is just strength in numbers in Division II. There is turnover because it is partial scholarships, and life happens. And so you want to have big, strong fifth-year senior classes, you know, 4 and 5 years from now. And the only way to do that is to, you know, throw a big net, and then reward those who stay, and reward those who become players and do what's right on and off the field. And that's kind of how the recruiting works. We'd have signed 100 if we could, but we ran out of money. So it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun out there recruiting, and a lot of great players out there and great kids. And it's you know, a lot of coaches, oh, I hate recruiting, blah blah blah. We love recruiting. You know, it's able to get out there and share our story, and you know, kind of pick and choose who we want to coach, and they get to pick and choose who they want to coach. And so you just got to, you know, get out there and work, and get on the road, and ask a lot of questions, and talk to a lot of people to make sure you're finding the right fit and getting the right quality individuals. Because there's a lot of good players out there, but you got to find the good people and the good students, and bring those to campus, because those are the ones that are going to help you build championship programs around.
We've seen a lot of good players come out of Euless Trinity.
Yeah, we got another from Euless, and Coach Jensen. You know, I was excited to. We run camps out of that high school, and so we're really excited about him. And
Ryan Weaver was here.
You bet. There's some commerce connections down in that neck of the woods there. So I think you'll continue to see that in the future.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Appreciate the awesome turnout, and packed house in here is a little warm, so we'll shut this thing down, and then looking forward, we'll see which one of these guys show up and take care of business and become the next great Lions, and hopefully lead us to a lot more championships in the future. But sure appreciate y'all's support and all your help, and thanks for being here today.
Good job.